So let's talk about turmeric. Specifically, let's talk about curcumin, which is the active compound in turmeric. Picture it. It's 2016, you're at your local coffee shop and golden milk lattes are on the menu front and center. Turmeric is the hottest thing in the health food world since shredded kale. Does anyone else remember that? Was that just an LA thing? Well, regardless of whether or not you were there, it turns out that there are actual real-life health benefits that turmeric and curcumin specifically have for women. So it wasn't just trendy, it's actual health science. And there are a ton of great health benefits you can get from this compound. And again, I'm talking about curcumin, which is one of the most well-known and studied active compounds in turmeric. It's actually the thing that makes turmeric orange and why it stains everything. So let's dive into why you may want to consider including curcumin in your supplement lineup. Of course, always consult your primary healthcare provider before trying any new supplements. That's just my disclaimer. By the way, hi, I'm Kelsey Ale. I'm a certified functional nutritionist, a restorative wellness practitioner, and I help women learn how to heal their gut, age well, and love doing it. So if you're interested in aging well as a woman, you definitely want to pay attention to this video because we'll talk about some longevity benefits you can get from curcumin in just a minute. But let's start by talking about how curcumin boosts brain health. Now, the first study I looked at was specifically in regards to cognition in women, and that actually really surprised me. It was specifically about brain function during PMS. And I think most of us who are female-bodied can relate to feeling more out of it before and during our periods, but this time science is actually acknowledging it, so I'm shocked. Anyway, the study showed that women who consumed 500 milligrams of curcumin for 7 days before and 3 days during their periods saw an improvement in their memory, focus, and impulse and emotional control compared to the placebo group, which is pretty cool on multiple levels, but specifically it's cool because this shows that the effects of curcumin are pretty immediate. Like the participants in the study didn't have to take it for a month beforehand before they started seeing results. Another note on cognition, and in particularly aging well and longevity, bummer first, studies are showing that older women may be up to twice as likely as men to be diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's. And I know this is a really big fear of mine and also a lot of my friends when it comes to aging well. Our fear is losing our cognitive capabilities. So it's something that I personally like to pay attention to. But curcumin is shown to have neuroprotective effects that may support brain function and cognition into old age. It can slow down and even in some cases possibly reverse some of the declines in cognition we start to see as we get older. It's also been shown to increase BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which helps with neuroplasticity, which is a good thing. We want our brains to be more plastic and flexible. This means they can adapt to new input and new information and stay agile. BDNF is also neuroprotective and helps build new synapses, those connections between our brain cells. So essentially, curcumin can help build better brains. Now, a lot of promise around curcumin and cognition has been shown in rodent studies, but there have also been really good results with some of the human studies that have been carried out. So curcumin and brain health. Moving along, let's talk for a minute about joint health and mobility. Chronic inflammation is a major contributing factor to a wide range of diseases of aging, including arthritis, cardiovascular diseases, and metabolic syndrome, which is the precursor to diabetes. And curcumin has been shown to act as a really potent anti-inflammatory agent that inhibits some inflammatory pathways in the body. And this is important because, again, women with our diseases, we are 3 times more likely to develop inflammatory conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, or even more likely to develop just regular good old-fashioned osteoarthritis. So that's cool. But supplementing with curcumin can help relieve joint pain and reduce joint inflammation. It has really great antioxidant properties that help to protect our tissues from oxidative damage, which means better joint health and overall mobility. With better joint health and mobility comes a more active life where we can get out and do stuff and have fun and feel good for a long time to come. And that is a huge goal of mine. Maybe it is for you too, but I definitely want to live like a full active life into old age. So curcumin can support our goals for joint health and active aging. Now let's take a second to acknowledge that we all want to look good while we age, at least. Again, I can speak for myself and my friends. I'm not talking about looking younger necessarily, but I think we all do want to look good as we age, and we want to look good for our age. And guess what? curcumin can help with that too. The antioxidant benefits we just talked about for joint health also extend to having positive impacts on our skin health. Curcumin's anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties can help to reduce inflammation in the skin, which promotes better wound healing, and it may even be able to protect your skin from UV damage, which I think is a huge claim for any supplement to make, but some mouse studies have shown that oral curcumin supplementation prevented skin thickening and loss of elasticity after UV damage. Other studies have shown topical curcumin to be beneficial in reducing UV damage, but also remember it can dye your skin yellow, so maybe think about that when you're considering using turmeric on your face. We all remember this girl. Don't be like her. No hate. I'm just saying, I don't think even she wanted to have this experience. On the flip side of this warning, topical curcumin has been shown to improve collagen building, which is what we all want in order to maintain skin elasticity and to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. But that being said, when I did a quick Google search, I actually didn't find many products, at least from reputable brands that I know of, that showcase curcumin as an ingredient. And I don't know that making a DIY face mask that you leave on for a short period of time would have the same effects, because the results in collagen boosting were shown using a topical curcumin gel that was left on the skin. So you may ultimately be better off using a more readily available product that's been proven for collagen building, like retinol, or treatments like microneedling. But that being said, there are still tons of great antioxidant and anti-inflammatory skin benefits to taking curcumin, so let's not forget that. All right, the last amazing benefit I'm going to talk to you about when it comes to turmeric and curcumin is hormone balance support. Maybe unexpected. I wasn't expecting to see this as a benefit, but curcumin has been studied in relationship to female hormones, specifically in relationship to estrogen, in studies relating to endometriosis and PCOS. So one study showed that curcumin effectively slowed the growth of epithelial cells in ectopic endometriosis, which is normally characterized by an overgrowth or proliferation of cells and tissue around and outside the uterus. It is incredibly painful and can cause mood disorders and even lead to infertility. So curcumin was shown to slow down that tissue growth that causes these symptoms, and these results were shown in human studies. Another mouse study showed curcumin having really profound effects at balancing PCOS hormonal issues. One study actually compared curcumin supplementation to metformin, which is a prescription medication for PCOS that's prescribed to support insulin sensitivity, period regulation, and healthy ovulation. And the study found that curcumin was just as effective, if not more so, than metformin. Curcumin also regulated androgen elevation in test subjects. Again, these were mice test subjects, but it gives a lot of good information about what could be possible for humans. So curcumin helped regulate elevated testosterone, which is also a big issue with PCOS, and it showed an ability to support healthy ovarian function. So all of these things are awesome. The brain health and cognition support, the joint health, skin health, and hormone balancing potential of curcumin. It's also a sweetheart of longevity scientists and biohackers alike, because it has shown a lot of potential in slowing down aging by delaying the changes that typically happen to our cells as we get older. It might do this by increasing levels of certain proteins that help protect against aging, while reducing levels of proteins that promote aging. So it's garnering a lot of positive reviews in a lot of different health sectors. Now, as with any supplement, it's really important to talk about and consider possible issues and contraindications when it comes to taking curcumin as a supplement. Some of the biggest issues raised with curcumin are actually around its bioavailability, meaning how easily your body can take it up and use it. So we can't actually get a ton of benefit from dietary curcumin, at least not to the extent and in the levels we're talking about in these studies. But certain workarounds, like taking special forms of curcumin, like nanocurcumin, or pairing curcumin with piperine, which is a compound found in black pepper, can help enhance bioavailability so you can absorb enough curcumin to get these great benefits we've been talking about. Just as an example, one of the Alzheimer's studies I looked at showed that taking the specific formulation of nanocurcumin they were using at 2.5 milligrams was just as effective as taking 50 milligrams of free curcumin. So that is a big difference in effectiveness and dose required to get results just by switching the form. And combining curcumin with black pepper or piperine increases how long the curcumin stays in your system, so your body can actually absorb and use more of it. As far as dosing, there's some work that needs to be done around determining the optimal dose for curcumin, but in the long run, it may come down to consistency over intensity, so to speak. High doses of curcumin can cause nausea and diarrhea, so if you're planning on trying curcumin as a supplement, stick to the recommended dose of the supplement provider, or even start low and work your way up to that recommended dose. Curcumin has also been shown to lower blood sugar, so if you have hypoglycemia, definitely be aware of that, and it's probably not safe to take while you're pregnant, in part because of its ability to impact estrogen levels. But again, eating curry is not going to have this same level of effect compared to intentionally supplementing with curcumin, so I don't think you need to worry about that unless your doctor tells you you need to. Curcumin also may interact with some prescription medications, so again, with all this in mind, always work with a healthcare professional and consult your primary healthcare provider before starting a new supplement. But if you do choose to try it and feel like it's a good fit, it can have some great benefits. I'm actually going to link the supplement I've been taking down below in case you want to try it out if you're looking for a suggestion. I love the one I've been taking. And so there you have it. Curcumin and turmeric can have some really amazing positive impacts on our bodies and our health, and can especially help us navigate aging more smoothly. I went ahead and I linked some helpful resources below, so you can go ahead and check those out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this information and you want to learn more about supporting your health naturally and building the right habits for aging well as a woman, definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video. Also, if you could give us a like on this video, it really helps out my channel a lot, so give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to hydrate and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.